What? Welcome back to Nerds of the Gym podcast. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Marco. Today is November 2nd, 2023. And you know what? This past week, shockingly, was slow for news up until like the past 24 hours.
That's why we do it.
That's why we do it. This is why we choose Thursdays.
Has nothing to do with schedules and waking up early on a Saturday.
Exactly. So, the biggest batch of news all came actually from Marvel in the past like 24 hours, which it's really showing that Marvel is potentially in a weird area where they are struggling for once. Have you seen the news?
I've seen what I like how your brain works. You see it as news. I just saw it as like rumors. Now that I think about it, it is kind of news.
Oh yeah, it's news. So first up comes from the Blade movie, where again, Mahershala. Is that how you pronounce it?
Nailed it.
Nailed it?
Never heard of him.
Mahershala Ali was ready to exit the Blades over the script issues. The story at one point reportedly morphed into a narrative led by a woman and filled with life lessons. Blade was relegated to the fourth lead in his own movie. So now what they did is the writer for the Logan movie, Michael Green, has been hired to restart the script from scratch. They're not like rewriting pieces. They scrapped the script and they're making a brand new movie.
They've been pitching. Is it a movie or a TV show?
I think it's a movie.
So at one point it was supposed to be a TV show from Netflix.
Okay.
And that was like 2014, 2015. So it's crazy that we still don't have a Blade property.
Maybe it is TV show, movie, whatever. Regardless, the title is Blade and they were making him
the fourth lead.
Which is insane.
Sounds very Marvel-like. And just the idea that someone stopped it before it got too far.
But
Blade learns life lesson.
But what is happening right now, like, with Disney and Marvel? Actually, even, like, there's issues with Star Wars and stuff. It just seems like they cannot get on the same page with what they want for writing.
Right, because that's what happens with these properties. So take Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's a reason George Lucas wrote the first 6 by himself. Now you have everyone's takes, and everything's getting a little... You okay over there?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just feeling the moisture on my computer.
Gotcha. Yeah, so now you have different writers, different visions, and you're trying to hold it together 15 years in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because, like, what? Like, the first, like, phase of Marvel, you had just a couple directors and everything.
Right, with a simple plan to how to get everyone to plan the big movie.
Yeah, but now they have every director, every actor, actress, every writer wants to be involved. And they all obviously have their different spin on things. But also, I think with the exit of a lot of those directors and stuff after the Infinity Saga ended, there's nobody looking over everything to kind of say, hey, this is where we should go.
Well, that's what I thought Feige was supposed to be doing.
Clearly he's not doing it then.
I don't know. He shut down Echo pretty quick, so
that's true.
Doing something.
I think he's starting to get a bigger role in all of this, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think there's a bigger role for him to take. He is the guy.
Well, I think he's been more hands-off. I think he's going more hands-on.
Could be, but it's not a good sign when actors are quitting an MCU project.
Yeah, well, he didn't quit because they got a new writer. They compromised.
Now I just feel bad for the actress who was going to have a really good role that he took away from him.
Now she's quitting.
She's probably going to quit.
And this is only the beginning of their issues. So Marvel obviously has had a huge outline of what they wanted to do going forward with their movies, properties, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think, obviously, things have gotten messed up with the passing of Chadwick Boseman a few years ago, because I think he was going to have a bigger role. But now there's another one. We all know about, what was his name, Jonathan Majors?
Yep.
Had some legal issues.
It's ongoing.
So Marvel is already discussing moving the focus away from Major's Kong for the Multiverse Saga and looking at pivoting to Doctor Doom to be the main villain of it.
Which is crazy because they've done a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
There's a whole Ant-Man movie, Doctor Strange 2.
Yep.
Loki Season 2, I think, is still dealing with that. I haven't watched past the second episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they just don't recast them.
That's what I was going to say, because in a multiverse, it doesn't necessarily mean that every single character looks the exact... Like, that one character looks the exact same way across every universe.
Right.
So why couldn't they have just been like, oh, this is the Kong that everybody should be worried about?
You know
and
what
it's
they should
recasted.
Do? What they should do is they should recast him with the actor that was James Rhodey in the first Iron Man.
Oh, man, what's his name?
We did a deep dive. Remember he invented some sort of math?
Yeah. I can't remember his name. Oh man, they should definitely recast him because he probably would come on if he was getting, as long as he gets Robert Downey money. Which, if he's the main villain, he has to, right?
I don't even know my thing.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, that's it.
And I forget what the name of his math is. Is it Terrence Howard math?
No, it's very specific. And you know how we can find it? Because we're going to find it the same way we did last time.
Wikipedia.
So, Teriology.
Teriology, that's right.
His own language of logic.
Yeah, what was it? He had his own
This logic language he claimed would be used to prove the statement 1 × 1 = 2.
This is my favorite in the world.
Howard blames his leaving Pratt over disagreements with a professor regarding his hypothesis. He also stated he spends many hours a day constructing models of plastic wire that he patented and claims to confirm his belief.
What? He's actually out of his mind.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know much about math.
Teriology, everybody.
Anyways, if you get him back, and that's just fan service right there.
You know...
All of a sudden, Iron Man 1's a lot different movie.
You know, his teriology is what makes me want to go back to school, get my PhD in something, and then just mess with him and say, yes, it's true.
I mean, you could.
He would be so happy. He'd be like, thank you, some doctor understands.
Right. All right, so that is the Jonathan Majors issue.
Mm-hmm. So the next issue is, I guess this is an issue probably for some people. It's probably not for others. Others will probably be super excited. But Marvel is reportedly looking at bringing back the original Avengers cast with Iron Man and Black Widow being revived. They haven't committed to the idea yet.
Is this a Hail Mary?
I think it is.
Is this we're getting blown out in the fourth quarter and we just have to...
We gotta bring some attention back.
My thing is, they stopped doing it because the actors didn't want to. Chris Evans seems like he's softened.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Robert Downey Jr. said he'd always come back under the right circumstances.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Chris Hemsworth, I feel like, is open to it, but he won't be for long. So I think the way to get all of them together is to say, hey... original cast, let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in.
I'm in. Obviously...
You want to print money, Marco? That's how you print money.
Yeah. Obviously, with the multiverse, they can do it. It's just, are they going to add anything to the characters, or are they just going to come in, kick some ass, and then...
Can I be honest?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want? Forget the story. Go right into what, let's call it Avengers 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in between 1 and Ultron. Give me some sort of low stakes.
Mm-hmm. Is that Trent?
That is Trent.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
This is awkward for you. Gosh, there's a new friend in the friend clubhouse. But anyways, that's what I want.
Yeah.
1.5, 2.5. I don't care about Thanos. I don't need any big stakes.
Yeah.
Avengers solve global warming.
Let's just bring them back to kill them all. How about that?
What if they get you in the theater by saying, hey, original cast, first 15 minutes they wipe them all out?
Well, isn't that what the second Suicide Squad movie did? Like, you just started the movie and everybody just got killed? Let's just do that with the original Avengers cast.
People would be so mad.
Like, let's have a really good, first 5-minute fight scene, and that's, the entire marketing for the movie is that 5-minute fight scene. And then 10 minutes later, they're all just dead, and we have a movie that's completely different. How many people do you think walk out of the theater?
I don't know. There's a lot of people crying. So I'm game. Bring them back. My problem is you're just admitting you've screwed up since. You pretty much are saying anything past Avengers Endgame 1 is a mistake.
Well, what's also insane is, they had to know that, obviously, the Infinity Saga was coming to an end. How much preparation did they realistically do to prepare themselves for this next step?
I think you hit it earlier with Chadwick Boseman. Mm-hmm. I think that was a big strike.
Yeah, and I understand he's a hard person to recast because he was a phenomenal actor and he definitely touched many people's lives with that role. But
look at you being tech.
Well, I'm also trying not to say the wrong thing because we know I say the wrong thing
when you laugh at those people's getting murdered. No, but go ahead.
But
you think they should bring back the character?
I think they should have recasted as much as it would have been hard to do. I think with obviously all this multiverse stuff, I think that would have been a way of them showing hey, we could pull one in from a different universe somehow. And maybe that's what Black Panther 2 could have been, is his sister trying to get him back from a different universe. But, and have the character back and still be able to continue the story they wanted.
They kind of did that in WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to do that again. My thing is just they should have had Princess Shuri. If she's going to be Black Panther, have her pick up the mantle and take it. Don't have this weird movie where you're kind of the Black Panther, kind of not.
Has she even been in a Marvel, like, anything since Black Panther 2?
I want to say no.
I honestly can't remember.
I don't think so.
We should ask Trent, phone in a friend. But yeah, that they're definitely kind of lost as to where to go. And this is one of those areas where this writer's strike and actor strike could be good because it could pause the brakes on what's happening and let them kind of reset. But I don't think that's what they're doing.
And that's my thing where it's just like, even if Jonathan Majors didn't allegedly commit a crime, I wasn't that enthralled with his villain.
Yeah.
So I was kind of waiting to see where it goes because I wasn't crazy about Ant-Man 2.
Yeah. Thanos from the beginning was always very interesting, the way they set him up.
Yeah. I mean, I think the character's got a lot more depth. But.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't want to say scary. That's a little overreacting.
Yeah.
But to have a story where they're halfway through telling it, and now you're just going to have Doctor Doom show up?
Yeah. Or they're going to have to reset it all up, which is another disaster. Or are they going to do something where it's like, are they going to pull a Star Wars Episode 9 where for some reason Majors just gets killed off out of nowhere and then Doctor Doom is like pulling the strings from the background, like he's the Palpatine and Majors is just Snoke?
It's one of those things, but I don't think there's a good way around this.
No, there's not. There really isn't. But there's actually other news with Jonathan Majors. It said that...
I think you like saying Jonathan Majors.
Why?
Because the way you say it, you're like so proud of Jonathan Majors.
It sounds professional.
I mean, it's a good pseudonym that sounds like since he's going to court, maybe you become Jonathan Majors.
Maybe.
You know what? We're going to call you J Majors.
J Majors?
J. Majors.
Okay. Should I change all my usernames at work to J Majors?
Change just your EA account.
Okay.
Your elevated account. Just turn to John Majors.
Make people so confused.
What is the lowest IT credential you can get? Like, you know, those tests you take?
Yeah.
There's one you could probably take right now without studying. And
is it the CompTIA Plus?
Yeah, so your J Majors CompTIA Plus. Put it on your badge. Get super offended if people call you Marco. Before we go back to MCU, I had a weird day today. I kept seeing you places, and it wasn't you.
Oh, really?
I saw a blue truck, and I was just like, oh, sweet. What's Marco doing here? Nope.
Not
Gentleman
me.
with his kids.
Yep.
Oh, where's Marco walking on the side of the road? Nope, still not Marco. So I'm either really looking forward to this podcast, or I'm just going a little crazy.
I think it's a combination of both. I thought I saw Pietro at Patrick's Pub the other day.
Was it him?
Nope. But, I was so convinced it was him that I actually got up out of my seat at the restaurant and walked over to the bar to see if it was him.
Big P!
But the worst part
I'm sorry, ma'am.
But the worst part is the guy wasn't looking in my direction, so I got awkwardly close. I got awkwardly close to him, and then I looked over, and he kind of turned and he looked at me weird. And I was like, "Oh, that's not Pietro." I just walked away. You know the scene in Elf when he thinks he sees Santa Claus in New York City on the street,
yelling it.
and he's like, Santa. Oh, that's not you. That's kind of what it was like for me.
What does one eat at a restaurant on a carnivore diet? Do you just order something and then take?
No, I usually break it when I go carnivore, or when I go to a restaurant, I break the carnivore.
Wow.
Speaking,
the comment section's not going to like that because we're pretty big in the carnivore community.
No, but speaking of the carnivore diet, you know that challenge that they just put out at work for eating healthy this month?
Yeah.
I literally, doing the carnivore diet, do 9 to 10 of those in one day.
You gotta do them one at a time.
So I get. Oh, you have to do it one at a time.
That's the rule.
Well, so I'll get 10 of them in 10 days, which is insane.
Crazy.
So
okay, back to Marvel. Sorry.
Okay.
I want to tell the story about how I saw you 15 times a day.
So CAA, do you know what that is? It's some type of actors association. It's got to be, right?
I thought CAA was it's a company. You have different agents.
Okay.
I thought CAA was an agency.
Oh, then maybe it's an actors agency or something. They parted ways.
Talent agency, Marco. Talent agency.
Oh. So the CAA parted ways with Jonathan Majors pre-arrest for his brutal conduct towards staff. So that definitely does not help his case in court.
Who is he? That's my thing. He was cast as some guy in Marvel. I've never heard of him before or since.
He was in Creed 3, I think, and that's about it.
Oh, shoot. That's right.
Yeah.
I take that back, JM. He was really good in that.
He was? Okay.
Not good enough to beat up assistants or be mean to assistants, but...
So, I don't know what's going on with him.
As his lawyer, here's what he's going to say. He, method acting.
That's
he was
true.
in a role for Creed 3 and the Marvel Universe. He lost himself.
That or all actors are out of their mind and he needs psychiatric help.
That's the weird thing.
What?
Oh no, I'm just trying to think. I got a story. I met a famous person. Do we want to keep going with Marvel first?
There's one last bit of news with.
Yeah, go
Well, there's actually two things. The other one I don't have.
Well, I got one to add to Marvel, so you go ahead, keep going.
So
God, you rehearse, and all of a sudden I look bad.
that's true.
You rehearse, you take the time, and I show up and just lay a big turd on the.
Hey, this podcast I did not rehearse actually.
Oh God!
I'm just going right now. You want to know what? My mom gave me a compliment she said you're sounding more natural on the podcast. I was like, me sounding more natural on the podcast is unnatural for me.
It is, but you do sound like a human. Shout out Christy, because you do sound like a robot.
My mom's like, after 23 years, I learned how to parent him.
Well, don't be mean to your mom. Don't be mean to our listener.
She's like, there's finally something I can be proud about with him.
When we take this bad boy behind a paywall, she's gonna be the only one paying the money.
That's true. Okay. Back to Marvel. So we know the Marvel's movie is coming out this week. Mm-hmm. I think it actually comes out tonight because they do the Thursday night releases.
Is it this time of year already? I thought it was next week.
Oh wait, no, it is next week. My bad. It's next Thursday.
I like because you think you're not going to see it.
I'm not.
You're going to read about it and then you're going to try and talk about it until I see it. But in our theater with 6 seats, I won't be able to see it till December. Worst podcast of all time.
Anyhow, so the movie comes out next week, but it had its test screenings,
which never happens with Marvel. This is like one of the first few that Marvel's done, I heard.
Marvel's actually been doing it pretty heavily since Infinity War. I knew the plot.
This is embarrassing. Marvel has turned into like a very shy.
I knew the plot of Infinity War 2 months before it came out because of the test screenings. Mm-hmm. The same with Endgame. Which the worst part is I read it. The person that leaked the Endgame script because of the test screenings, and I was like, that sounds terrible. I don't believe him. Then I watched the movie and I was like, no, he was right. This is not like what I wanted because it's fan servicey. Back to the Marvels. So it received middling reviews during its test screening, and while it was still in post-production, director Nia DaCosta moved away to start working on her next film. A source says if you're directing a $250 million movie, it's kind of weird for the director to leave with a few months to go.
So here's the thing. She's under contract till the movie's done. Movie's done. It's not her job because they don't want to do it.
No, the movie's not done until post-production's finished.
So, yeah, I mean, it is kind of weird, but at the same time, man.
But
when have you ever seen a movie where you know they've done reshoots and it's been a good movie?
I didn't think Solo was that bad.
So here's the problem with Solo. 4 directors, it was all post-production.
Yeah.
You and me like Solo. We are not like in the majority here.
I think Indiana Jones had a lot of reshoots. The 5th one.
That was COVID. See, now I feel bad because I'm shooting down your good arguments.
How is COVID an argument?
It was in post-production. They shut it down halfway through.
Oh, no. But there were a bunch of reshoots still.
It lost a lot of money.
It did lose a lot of money.
Hit me with a big one, Marco.
For like reshoots?
Reshoots in a good movie.
I don't know of many movies that had a lot of reshoots.
So, I'm glad you said that because that kind of makes my point.
Yeah.
It's never a good sign. I feel like reshoots are just a way to break even.
Yeah, but...
Have you seen the trailer? You watched the trailer that dropped last week?
For the Marvels?
The new one that showed the villain.
No, I did not see that new trailer.
Trailers got me back in.
Really? Okay.
I was so far out, like I almost wasn't going to go see it. Trailers got me back in.
So I heard that the Marvels leads directly into Deadpool 3 in that...
Stop it.
And that this is all like kind of pulling the X-Men in this movie.
Nope.
Why?
I don't like that.
That's apparently where it's going.
I like the X-Men. Don't think the Marvels is the way to bring them in.
Probably not, but I think it's
But also poor Kamala Khan.
So it's her character apparently. There's hints of her where they're saying something about she has mutations, and that's what is like the reference to the X-Men coming in.
If that's it, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I think it is, but people aren't like 100% certain. It was part of one of the trailers that came out.
I need something that's behind you, and it just tells me if Brandon's in or out. And I'll just move it in and out as we go on. Couple quick thoughts about that.
Quick thoughts from me?
Do you have a quick thought?
No.
How about a quick question, you answer it, and it becomes a group thought?
Okay.
End of the movie, Halle Berry shows up as Storm to take her to Xavier School for the Gifted. In or out?
In.
That's the only one I had, because I really want that to happen.
Yeah,
Did you hear what happened to Halle Berry in X-Men 3?
No.
So the original idea was Matthew Vaughn was going to direct it, who would go on to direct the reboot ones.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. First Class, I think it was called.
Okay.
So he goes to sign on for X-Men 3.
Yep.
He walks in. There's a script that's like a binder, like a really big movie. So he's excited, starts reading, goes, "What is this?" And it starts with Storm in Africa,
Yeah.
making it rain to save a village.
Mhm.
And he goes, "This is awesome. Like, I can't believe we're doing this." And he goes, "Oh," the producers go, "Don't worry about that. That's a fake script."
Yeah.
They wanted a fake script so Halle Berry would sign on, thinking Storm was going to be like a really good character, like really big part of the movie. And then they were going to do all these rewrites
Yeah.
with her under contract, so he walked out.
Really.
So that's good on Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah.
And not to keep going back, but did you hear the latest rumor about who's going to lead Secret Wars?
I did. Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman.
13-year-old Brandon just can't believe this is happening.
I am so excited for that. And
Could you get two better older actors? I think not.
And apparently not only that, because that's actually some news I was preparing. So they're getting those two to lead Secret Wars, and they're setting up Tom Holland's Spider-Man to lead the MCU.
Which is crazy because they don't have the rights, but that's...
So I saw something. Somebody was like, "How much money is Marvel paying Sony right now to be able to make Tom Holland the head of the MCU, and then to make Tobey Maguire co-leading as the head of the multiverse?"
And especially after the
Avengers.
Spider-Man game just dropped. Like,
Mhm.
remember, we were doing the podcast, we thought we almost lost Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Like, that could happen again in a couple of years.
It could. It doesn't seem like he wants to act.
Oh, well, this one was the rights issue. Sony was going to pull the
That's
rights.
true.
But you're right, it doesn't seem like Tom Holland wants to do Spider-Man forever. But my thing, if that's true,
Mhm.
that we have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and I assume at some point he's fighting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man,
Mhm.
everything I've said, forget it.
Yeah.
I'll sit through all these sad, depressing movies
Mhm.
to get to that one.
And apparently, so I was under the impression that Hugh Jackman was completely done with Wolverine after the Logan movie,
Mhm.
and that the only thing that else he would do is a Deadpool movie.
Well, I heard he'd only do if Hulk versus Wolverine. But again, MCU didn't have Hulk.
Yeah. But then I heard too he would only do something with Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool.
Right.
But now they're pulling him into Secret Wars.
Seems like he's got a multi-movie deal.
Yeah, but apparently too, he was so excited for Deadpool 3 when they were told him he was going to wear the yellow suit. He was like, "F yeah, well, let's do this." He got super excited. And then there's more news about Deadpool 3. So Sean Levy said that the movie Logan is canon within the Deadpool movie. So I think that's just relating, obviously, to the multiverse stuff. That it happened in some universe doesn't necessarily mean that that's the one from that universe.
But you know, like, Deadpool's going to have fun at that gravesite.
Oh yeah, that's oh my god! If he does like a classic like video game teabag on the gravesite or something, that would be great. And Deadpool 3 is not the final title. He also said they got something else up their sleeve. Not like the biggest news, but
It's interesting for sure.
Mhm.
But honestly, if you want to see a grown man cry in a movie theater, give me Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman on the same screen.
yeah. But yeah, no, it sounds like Hugh Jackman is completely like in on this whole Marvel thing, and I don't know, it makes me excited. I loved him as Wolverine.
Do you have any more Marvel stuff?
I don't. Oh, aside from that, Marvel is getting ready to announce the actors that are playing the X-Men.
You know, it's only taken them 7 years.
They're getting ready for it because they're getting deeper into talks now with like the writer's strike and everything ending.
You know, it's funny. I can't even get excited about actor announcements
Yeah,
because I won't know any of them.
that's true.
They're going to be like, this guy did an indie film.
Is it just me, or is the transition from like the actors that we love to the new age of actors way different than how it has been in the past? It seems like it's more abrupt now.
So here's the thing. You're getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember the actors before?
Mm.
Before this moment in time, people just showed up and you were like, oh, this person.
Yeah.
He is new.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're comparing them to people you grew up watching, and that's why it's confusing
Okay.
not to do a cop out.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
And also, now your childhood heroes are going to start dying in 10 years, so get ready for that.
Yeah. I'm not ready for Harrison Ford to go.
I am just, for me, it's Sylvester Stallone. So, like, one of us is going to have a bad couple years coming up.
They better just finish the second season of Shrinking before Harrison Ford goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lose it when he's gone.
And the next 6 Rocky movies. But anyway, I mean, hopefully it never happens, but people live to 100. You never know.
That's true. Harrison Ford's in great shape for his age too.
Oh, You think you'd take Stallone in a fight?
Oh, definitely not, because
Oh, I thought you were going to say definitely yes. I might have walked off the podcast.
Because Stallone's just jacked up on steroids, but
Whoa.
are you going to walk off now?
Just go pout in my side room waiting for you to get done with the podcast.
Hey, I never said there was anything, like, wrong with it.
You see the news that dropped this morning. I saw it on a different site.
About Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage. Leave it to DC to just alienate everyone. Tim Burton's mad at them.
Did you read the actual quote?
He said something about AI.
So
AI is a monster. Is that what you're talking about?
So he was on set for The Flash for maybe 3 hours, but he didn't know about the giant spider scene. He was like, it was CGI, so they could de-age me, and I'm fighting a spider. I didn't do any of that, so I don't know what happened there. They literally must have just scanned his body and then just threw him in the movie on like a body double.
They did like an EA Sports video game where they put him in a green suit and they're just like, all right, thanks. You guys want me to say anything? No, we're good.
Apparently, that's exactly what happened.
We are just going to take deleted scenes from Raising Arizona, and then we'll do whatever we want with you.
It's crazy because it's like they didn't want to deal with him at all.
As if he did anything wrong to them.
I know.
All he did was get cast in the original one.
I know. It's so bizarre to me.
DC, man, just alienating everyone.
Yeah. Do you have Hulu?
I don't have my own Hulu. I'm borrowing someone else's for the time being.
Okay, and it's not mine.
No,
Not yet.
not your mom's.
Yeah. But Disney is to buy full control of Hulu and deal with Comcast. They are paying $8.61 billion for the 33% stake in the streamer, with a deal expected to close in 2024. I don't think this is a good thing.
No, because Disney Plus has already tripled in price from its launch.
And that's the exact problem I'm having, because Hulu, it's somewhat reasonably priced, especially, there's a variety of content on there.
Well, it's because of the new shows. You can get a new show the next day.
Yeah.
That's where Hulu comes in.
But now, yeah, so Disney's going to start taking full control, which is scary to me.
It's just Hulu and Disney always were hand in hand after the original.
Yeah.
So Hulu, because originally Hulu didn't even have commercials.
Yeah,
It just showed you TV shows.
Yeah.
But then Disney bought in, had 49%, then bought controlling it. It means the price is going to go up.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that they keep it under one app.
Well, what's crazy is that the prices of these things keep going up, yet they still don't pay their VFX artists, and they still, don't just hire more, because apparently, for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, not only was the release date for the movie moved up, but the VFX artists were squeezed even further, with many having to work 14-hour days and no overtime in order to get the movie ready.
Just quit.
So Disney is bringing in all this money, but isn't willing to spend it to hire more people and to help the workers they have currently.
Yeah. Sounds about right. And that's just my thing. It's just if cable can stick around for another 5 years, people might go back to cable at this point.
Oh, yeah.
We are getting dangerously close to cable coming back.
Yeah, but
it's either that or YouTube gets Disney gets NFL rights.
They're about to, I think.
I think it's going to be a toss-up between that and Amazon Prime. You see Amazon Prime's going to start charging for commercial free?
No, I have not, but have you seen the Amazon Prime football games on Thursday night?
Yeah.
That, thing that's, predicting, the blitzer and everything? So cool.
Oh, it's pretty neat. They do a good job.
It's really good. I kind of enjoy watching the Amazon games. If Amazon buys, rights to football, I'm not going to complain.
Well, you're just going to have to pay for it, that's all.
Yeah.
My problem with the game quality on Thursday is they're just not good games.
That's true.
Tonight's Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Yeah.
It might turn into a good game if that Will Levis is playing, but...
Yeah. It is what it is.
No, it's not. It is what it isn't.
That's true.
Sorry, keep going with your list, my good sir.
I really there's just weird small stuff that we could talk about, but oh wait, were you ever into the It movie about the clown Pennywise?
Fun story, me and my wife when we were dating, it was pretty early on. I have zero interest in horror movies. She wanted to see It Chapter 2 and asked me to take her. Not for me, man.
Not a horror movie guy?
Can I tell you about a scene that's stuck with me ever since? So It 2, if you don't know, It 1 is the kids versus the clown.
I saw the first one, I didn't see the second one.
So 2 is the adults come back to town.
Yep.
And the clown starts tormenting them again, but they don't remember the clown, but they kind of remember it. So they're all back in town. So the clown starts tormenting them as if they're kids.
Yeah.
So this clown, adult, is had weight issues as a kid, is now jacked. Takes him to the forest, traps him in the ground in the hole, starts burying him alive in sand. This jack guy. So it's just jacked muscles. And this is what the clown does. Hey, Fatty McFat, fat, fatty, fat, fat, fat. No one loves you, Fatty McFat, fat, fatty, fat, fat, fat. All those muscles you can't get out of the hole, Fatty McFat, fat, fatty, fat, fat, fat. And I was just sitting there like, this is what we're watching. You think the guy's really mad about the fat shaming as he's getting buried alive in quicksand? And I looked around the theater. I was like, am I the only one seeing this? And it was like opening weekend, so the place was packed. And I was just like, you guys are enjoying this film.
Well, I know the second one did not get as good reviews as the first one.
I do like Bill Hader, though.
Yeah.
Bill Hader was in it.
Now, the only reason I bring it up is because it's getting a prequel series, Welcome to Derry, releasing in 2025.
Ugh.
But clearly you're not a fan of it, so it doesn't matter. I never saw the second one, so...
I mean, it's nice that they try this stuff. Are they going to have the same guy in it?
I think Pennywise is in it.
Oh, no, I meant the actor.
I would assume so. Is that the scene?
Oh, yeah, I got it queued up.
Oh, do I need to put my headset on? Wow. I can't
really-
believe that was in the movie. Hey, blame it on Stephen King making it in the book first.
Right, well, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of homophobia in the first 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were
That's
talking-
what happens when you make a movie based on a book from the 70s.
I was just sitting there just like the whole time, and I was just like, I knew I wasn't going to like it, but man, they really pushed me.
Okay. Well, the next...
And then the clown kills the homophobe in the first 15 minutes.
Oh, so he's...
So he's kind of a hero.
Yeah, he's an equal rights activist.
Yeah, I guess we watched that movie wrong.
So,
Wait,
wait.
there's going to be a prequel for the clown.
Yeah.
They
so
were
it's
already
just gonna...
kids in the first one. What are they, infants? Like, is he just yelling at infants?
And the worst part is those babies crying. That's not acting. They're actually crying in this one.
I hate that I like that joke. You do that every once in a while, man. I like that joke a lot, and I just won't laugh at it, but man, that was good. So dumb.
They just get the guy in the clown suit and he's just screaming at these kids and they're
It's going to be a
legitimately
really low
crying.
budget. It's just a guy in a clown suit in a nursery. Fat shaming a baby.
Oh my god. The Penguin TV series. Is it a TV series or a movie?
TV series.
So it's delayed to fall 2024 due to studios refusing to pay their actors fairly. Which, good for them. Good for the actors, standing their ground.
But again, if there's no Batman,
That's true.
who's fighting the Penguin?
Himself.
The police?
Yeah.
That's what I need to watch, is a man dressed as a penguin fighting the police. And we already know Scarecrow is working on the next one. So what, is he going to meet the Scarecrow in episode 6 as a cameo? Come on. We already did this in Gotham. No one watched that either.
Yeah, I did. I heard mixed reviews on
I
that.
watched the first season.
Bad.
It was rough. And then halfway through season 2, I was like, you know what? I can't do it.
I think they had like a Joker or something in that show too.
Well, he wasn't the Joker. He was Joker-esque because they didn't have the rights to use a lot of it. So they had Harley Quinn, but not Harley Quinn.
If you just don't have the rights, don't do it. The next bit of news. So Joe Biden saw Mission Impossible 7,
Lucky.
and apparently it made him more scared of AI after watching it.
Did they use AI?
I have no idea.
See, I haven't seen it. You know what? I should watch that this weekend.
And then we can talk about it next week again. We can come back to this and you can tell me what he's talking about with the AI.
I'm going to watch it with your grandfather, and then we can see if he's also scared of AI. Because they're about the same age.
My grandfather's 90.
And how old is Joe Biden?
I don't know, like 78?
Really?
I think so. He acts older than he is.
He acts older, and your grandfather acts younger.
That's true. You ever played the Gears of War games?
A long time ago.
So apparently they are looking into the original creator of the game. He wants the franchise to get a reboot in the game the way that God of War did.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of wants like the video game to get a clean slate, and he even is trying to get Xbox to reach out to him for like his idea of rebooting, which is insane. Because, and what's insane about it too is because he doesn't work for the company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like gone out of his way, which obviously shows that he cares about the product.
Right, but it's also an out-of-work guy going, hey, got a pretty good idea.
That's true.
If you hire me
That's true.
and give me monies.
Yep. And not only that, apparently he talked about potentially making a Gears of War movie and said Zack Snyder would be the perfect fit for their directing the movie.
Zack Snyder would be the perfect fit for any movie.
Yeah.
Choose a lesser-known director. Also, let's not fly too high close to the sun here.
Also, just make sure he has full creative control from the beginning.
And then if he has to leave early, you can always call the guy that did Avengers 1, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Who's done nothing wrong ever.
I don't know what he's done.
He did some bad stuff.
Oh, okay.
Some people will get it.
Yeah.
But also, we don't need a bunch of video game movies. Mario did great. Let's just stick with Nintendo movies.
Yeah. You don't want another Sonic movie?
Do another Sonic movie. I haven't seen the second one yet.
They're making the third one.
Make a fourth. You know what was bad? Mortal Kombat. Don't need 6 of those, but we're gonna get them.
And speaking of Sonic movie, actually, apparently Sega is making its first Super game. I don't know what that means, but it's on track to release by March 2026. And apparently, I heard another bit of news, which I think is directly related to this. They're trying to make Sonic more popular than Mario. They are really swinging for the fences with that.
You know what
comment.
this is? This is someone that's getting ready to get let go by the company and be like, don't. We are going to make a super game. And the kids, all ages, will want to play Sonic.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's not chasing rings anymore.
Chasing money.
Chasing the paper.
Bread. I just don't...
You can say anything you want, but an $800 million game for Sega to make Sonic.
But, like, the thing is they are so far behind Mario, there's no way they could ever do that. Like, who do you know, like, went out of their way to go buy Sonic over a Mario game? Ever.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
You can both coexist.
Yeah.
Be happy with what Mario gives you.
Yeah. But that's pretty much about it that I have for today.
Okay.
Not sure if you have...
We're at 43 minutes. You want to talk football for a few?
We could. Let me actually just hit this one last one, because this actually ties into something you and Trent were talking about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, when I got Trent.
So, Lauren Shear, I think that's the director of Joker 2, is admitting that this is a pretty risky movie, and it's going to be surprising for people.
Right, because it's a musical.
Yeah.
Ooh, big shock.
But, like, it makes me, like, it's a risky movie. Imagine if it does flop hard. Like, is there no Joker 3 then?
They might do J3. I mean, it won't flop.
Yeah.
People will go just to see it, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be as popular as the first one.
Yeah, that's true. All right, on to football, everybody.
Trade deadline was Monday. Couple shocking moves.
I thought it was Tuesday.
Could be Tuesday.
Yeah, there
It's
were
gone.
a couple shocking moves. The Commanders got rid of their defensive ends.
To
Their
the
pass rush.
49ers. Chase Young.
One of them to the 49ers. Wasn't there another one they traded away?
Not that I recognized,
Oh, okay.
but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. The 49ers, the rich get richer.
How
How do you block Chase Young and Joey Bosa?
How are the 49ers getting all these people? Are they just not going to have a team in a few years because of, like, salary cap issues and stuff?
Well, also, you got to remember they're not paying a quarterback.
That's true.
So they have a lot more money.
That's true.
Brock Purdy's making less than
And
most.
he's been struggling without his weapons
Without
significantly.
Samuel,
Yeah. Which it really, like, starts to beg the question, is he really their franchise quarterback?
No one seems to know because 49ers go through quarterbacks like water. So
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting situation. I don't know. I don't know anything else for that.
Derrick Henry was supposed to be traded to the Baltimore Ravens. It was all worked out. And then the owner vetoed it.
Yep.
The owner stepped in and said, not happening. Which makes me kind of laugh because he knew it was happening the whole time, then stopped it. Seemed kind of weird.
Yeah, and, you know, Derrick Henry's in the last couple years of his career.
It's just he hit 30, running backs after that age, so you'd think they'd want to send him somewhere where he could win.
Mm-hmm.
Win now. Even if they gave him to the 49ers and had him and Christian McCaffrey just
How
win
are
Super
the
Bowl.
Titans doing? They're just meh?
Titans start out slow. Tannehill got hurt, but Will Levis scored 4 touchdowns
Oh, okay.
in his debut.
Maybe that's why they're keeping him. Maybe he's like, we may have a chance now.
With
Because
Levis.
really, the league is a toss-up right now.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Like,
Chiefs lost to the Broncos, so anything's possible.
well, for the Chiefs, all you have to do, don't leave Travis Kelce wide open in the middle of the field, and then Mahomes does nothing, it seems like.
I guess Mahomes was really sick.
He was, but the 2 games they lost this year, was Travis Kelce wasn't in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
The second game they lose, he was held to like 50 receiving yards.
I think you're just crediting Taylor Swift's effect on being at the games.
No, that's
But now I think they have the London game coming up.
yeah, the against Dolphins.
It's either London or Germany.
Germany is Germany.
Okay, so it's still early in the morning.
Yeah.
What else happened after the trade deadline? Dave, Raiders fire their coach Josh McDaniels.
And their GM, I think. They did a double whammy.
So that means the Raiders are still paying John Gruden and they're still paying Josh McDaniels for the next 4 years.
Which is insane.
There's no salary cap on coaches.
Like, can I just, like, go and put in a fake application, be a head coach, get fired after week 1, and have a bunch of guaranteed money?
That's how it works.
Sounds like a deal to me.
The NFL actually talked to the owners and said how much money they're spending on coaches not working and asked them to behave, like to stop doing this. And for the most part, everyone did. And then the Raiders do Raiders things. So I thought Josh McDaniels might do what he did last time he got fired as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to the Patriots the next week. But my thing is if he's getting paid to do nothing for the next 4 years,
It's also, do you really want to move your family again?
I mean, they did it last time, but my thing, we're halfway through the season, so is he going to go to New England, who's not doing anything this year?
Yeah.
After we just got thumped by the Dolphins,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the nail in the coffin. They almost had to run the table to make the playoffs.
The worst part too is the Patriots could have easily had won that game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like I want to go into a topic, and it's not just the Patriots game. NFL officiating has been awful this year.
You say that every year, though.
I think it's way worse this year. They're missing blatant like offsides, false starts, and the whole pass interference thing. It's getting to be too much. The hits on the quarterbacks that they're throwing out, roughing the passers on, is just getting to be too ridiculous. It's getting to be too much. Oh. You got denied.
Got denied. I was just trying to look up some other people that moved. Cornerback from Green Bay, which I guess was like the center of their defense, got traded. But yeah, I know we don't really talk about football too much anymore, so I think that's about it.
Yeah, the people don't like it.
Is more or less McDaniels could be coming home.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, we're hit the 15-minute mark, Marco. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
No, stay strong out there, folks. Tough world we live in. We'll see you next week.
And remember, if you think you see Marco walking down the street, it's not him. All right, we've been Nerds in the Gym podcast. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Marco.
Peace out.
Bye.